Welcome back to Citrus Today. Wendy Hall with us from RBOI, Robert Boissoneault Oncology Institute. Glad to have you back.
Dennis, yes.
And you've also brought a special guest with you.
Very special lady, yes.
Alyssa Malcolm.
Hi.
And we're going to talk a little bit about a special group that you're forming, and it's a very creative group, as I understand it, for cancer victims or some cancer folks, if I can put it that way. Let's talk about
Cancer survivors.
Cancer survivors.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the way to do it. Creativity does heal, doesn't it?
Oh, yes. And it heals in that it helps focus people many times away from worries, away from the effects of cancer treatment.
Fear of the unknown.
Fear of the unknown, the waiting for tests, all that sort of thing. And it also heals in that it lets people express themselves however they feel most comfortable. So that there are people who journal, there are people who blog. I do both of those as well. And I did artwork. The shirt that I'm wearing is
very nice.
A meditation doodle that I did in between 2 chemo infusions of some very, very strong drugs. And so rather than worry about what was coming up and just be overwhelmed by all the side effects, this let me concentrate on just, doing one little piece of a doodle at a time, and it just calmed me down. So the support group is for people at any stage, whether they've just been diagnosed or undergoing treatment, have finished treatment and are waiting for tests, just who need to express all of that somehow, or are looking for a way to just get stuff out in the open in any way, whether it's writing or art or crafts. And so what I'm hoping to do is facilitate that. Because I know how much it helped me while I was undergoing treatment.
Very good. This is going to be going on the last Thursday of each month from 2 to 3 p.m. at the Lecanto office, correct?
Right.
So how do folks get registered for this, or do they need to call ahead?
Well, I think they should, so we can tell them a little bit about what we're doing. Just call me, Wendy, at 527-0106. And it's because of Elisa that we're able to do this. I mean, she was such an inspiration to everybody when she had treatment at our office, to everybody else that she crossed paths with. And then I got to know her, and she's phenomenal. Such a talented lady. And so what she's discussed with me is let's let people come and find out what's meaningful to them. And everybody doesn't have to be doing the same type of art or doodle or journal, but we just hope to inspire people, to give them something else as a resource for them to to share also. That's important as well. So we're really looking forward to it, and I can't thank Elisa enough for doing it as a volunteer to work with us.
Well, what gave you this idea to do this? I mean, you just came up with this out of your own process of going through the treatments and meditating and so forth?
Well, in terms of the artistic expression,
right.
I'm driven to be creative anyway in whatever form, and I've composed music, I've had poetry and fiction published, but while I was going through treatment, especially through chemo, my mind was not really dealing with the type of fiction and poetry and that sort of thing that I'm used to doing. But artwork kind of used a different part of my brain, and I said, oh, okay, I can do this. And the fact that I was able to do something creative where something that I was used to doing was blocked, I was able to find something else. And actually there's Judy Bonnard, who facilitates the breast cancer support group, forwarded me an article about a woman who crochets, and that's her creativity to deal with treatment. And once she started crocheting, she found that led her to other forms of expression. And so that kind of parallels, in a way, what I experienced. And I think that the more people are aware that you don't have to be skilled necessarily, you don't have to be perfect, because I think a lot of some people at least feel intimidated by, oh, I need to create something that's going to be perfect. This is not a critique group. This is a group to facilitate any kind of creative expression. And I've taught creative writing in the past, and so this is just carrying that same kind of skill set over to a similar but different group.
Wow.
It's going to be good, right?
Yes,
Sounds
it
great.
sounds exciting. As your initial diagnosis came down and then you started into the treatments, it's easy to think about all that. And for something like this that allows your creativity to come out, takes your mind off all the other. And that's got to really play a big part, and I know you see it every day, with the healing process, right?
Yeah, and there's nervous energy, and yet people don't feel like themselves because either chemo brain or just being so emotionally distraught, and so it's nothing new. It's a technique that should be used, like pet therapy and music therapy, but we're going to help some people to kind of coordinate some of that. And so that's what we're looking forward to.
All right. Well, again, the group meets on the last Thursday of each month from 2 to 3 o'clock at the Lecanto office of RBOI.
And just call me at 527-0106.
And we also, while we had you here, wanted to mention another program that's coming up, Portrait of a Bride, an Evolving Silhouette. What is that all about?
Well, you know what? Bev Gentry, who's one of our therapists there, is involved with the veterans organizations, and they have a fundraiser, and they're having this wonderful person whose name is Leanne Brown present something about the history of bridal gowns and Portrait of a Bride. My friend Bev has seen it at other locations, and it's outstanding. So you can call Beverly at 212-2363, or you can call me if you forgot that number, and I'll get you the number. It's coming up on January 31st.
There, so it's just around the corner.
Around the corner, yes.
Okay.
Both things around the corner.
Well, I want to thank you both for joining us and for showing off that creativity this morning.
Oh,
very
thank
nice.
you.
Add some color to our show, definitely. And thank you folks for joining us on this edition of Citrus Today.